The Bad Batch, Episode 8, Bad Territory. With the Batch back on Pabu and Rex and his team gone elsewhere, Hunter decides to make it a priority in learning why Hemlock wants Omega so badly. And with their only clue being the word M-count, they get to work. With the help of Fee, who has been asked by the Batch to make inquiries about the Empire's M-count project, she reports back to them that bounty hunters have been hired to search for subjects featuring that special trait. Not knowing much bounty hunters themselves, the Batch decide on asking Fennec Shand about it, believing that she may know the answer, so Hunter and Wrecker decide to seek her out, leaving Omega and Crosshair on Pabu. And of course, Omega does her usual whinging about wanting to go too. And for a second, I thought Hunter was going to fold like a pack of cards as per usual. But no, thankfully this time he stood his ground and decided not to take a child to a dangerous situation. Oh, about time. Hunter and Wrecker then travel on the Marauder to a space station that is frequented by outlaws and bounty hunters. And there they find Fennec and ask about the Empire's M-count bounty. While Fennec knows nothing herself, admitting that she hasn't accepted such a bounty yet, she does instead refer them to another bounty hunter who might. But first, before that, she'll only do it in exchange for them helping her capture her current target, Sylar Saris, a member of the Yam'rii subspecies known as the Slayer of Ordo Eris. As Fennec tells the Batch, he's killed 2 top bosses for the Haxion Brood and stole a cache of credits. So he's got a big bounty on his head, and this gives us 2 neat references to the movies and games. As the Yam'rii, which are essentially a prey mantis alien race, were first seen in the Cantina back in A New Hope, while the Haxion Brood are a crime syndicate that debuted in Respawn's Jedi series, both in Fallen Order and Survivor. Nice. Back on Pabu, Crosshair refuses to talk about the trauma that he's endured on Tantus, which obviously impairs his sniping skills. And with AZ being unable to help him, Omega then figures that Crosshair's problem might not be physical, but rather more so mental. So she attempts to help him overcome his handicap by teaching him meditative techniques like meditation. Now, whether this actually helps him out or not is a different story, but hey, it's about time they start trying to figure out what exactly is wrong with Crosshair. So I suppose this is a start. Meanwhile, on Fennec's bounty hunt adventure, the trio arrive on a polluted orange world that I like to call Space Louisiana. And using both Hunter and Wrecker's traits in tracking and detonating bombs, as well tangling with some space gators, they end up coming face to face with Sylar, who ends up being a formidable foe, showing us exactly why Fennec was so eager to get the Batch's help with this bounty, as she likely wouldn't have been able to do it herself. Eventually, after an arduous hunt, the clones and Fennec manage to bring Sylar down. But rather than honor her side of the agreement, Fennec says that she'll do it later once she turns Sylar in and collects her reward. And when Hunter and Wrecker confront her about this, she tells them that, hey, they could either trust her or fight her. And without much of a real option, they let her go as Fennec tells them that she'll be in touch before departing in her starship. Once inside her cockpit, Fennec contacts someone off-screen, letting them know about some clones who are asking about the Empire's M-count bounties. She then agrees to give any information she's got so that this mysterious bounty hunter can track down the Bad Batch. And now I'm not exactly sure why, but the scene at first does give kind of vibes of Fennec perhaps betraying the Batch. However, after rewatching it, it's not really the case, I guess, as it's just Fennec telling the bounty hunter on where they could find the Bad Batch, and I suppose relay any information on the M-count bounties. But as for who this mystery bounty hunter is, I've got a guess, and it possibly being Asajj Ventress. As we know, it can't be Boba, as Fennec hasn't really met face-to-face with him, at least not yet. Plus, I don't see Fennec really being on talking terms of Cad Bane, so yeah, it's probably not him. It's either gotta be Ventress or someone totally new. But seeing as we know Ventress is apparently back alive again and will be appearing in this show soon, plus the fact that, yeah, she used to be a bounty hunter back in the Clone Wars, so odds are pretty good that she probably went back into this career and all after with the war over. So understandably, it's a strong bet that it's probably her, and I'll be surprised if it's not. Anyway, overall, I thought this episode was fine. I was glad to see Hunter and Wrecker go on another mission without Omega tagging along, Hunter showing some backbone to Omega, and I liked some of the references, of course, the episode made to other Star Wars media. And plus, an episode which essentially becomes a bounty hunter mission with Fennec on Space Louisiana made for a decent time. Yeah, it's essentially all set up for what's to come next. And I have to admit, I was disappointed to see Rex and his team gone immediately after the last episode, as I was really hoping they'd stick around for longer, but yeah, what can you do? After that awesome two-parter we just got, I suppose we were due for a slower episode to calm us down a bit, and that's exactly what we got here. And that was my take on this episode of The Bad Batch. Let me know what you all thought about the episode in the comments below, and if you haven't already, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll see you on the next one.